What? Ooh, that music get into your soul, don't it? Make you really want to get down every time you hear it, because I know it is. Again, make sure you are liking, sharing, and getting your people involved. Now, welcome to an amazing show tonight, you guys. If you were not here last time, I am going to be standing in for Jay. My name is Tialana Hunter, and that's what I go by. All right, tonight we got an exciting show for you, and I'm so excited to let y'all know. So we have Storäe presenting as Mama Rose for her new film. And I think that you guys are going to be very interested in how this is going to go. So just a little background on Mama Rose. So don't look at it as Storäe presenting. This is Mama Rose tonight. So show her some respect. An Afro-futuristic queer circular time-traveling choral poem follows three familiar relationships and their journeys toward healing intergenerational wounds. Now, if you don't know, you're about to find out tonight. Now, how you doing, Mama Rose?
How you doing, girl? I'm excited
doing good.
You know, I've been watching Keep Living for a while. I've been waiting for my chance, my opportunity to be on this show. But I'm so pleased I'm here with you as the host.
I know that's right. Now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you know how to work the internet?
Come on, child. I've been around the block and then some. I'm sitting up here in the year 2300 right now. I've done surpass all that we have seen as planet Mama Earth. All we know as human.
Now come on, Mama Rose.
Yeah.
And you're looking good. You're looking good, baby.
Oh, you know the saying, girl. I have to say no more.
I was just about to say, ain't no need in going there, but you got it. You got it. Now, I talked a little bit about your short film that's coming out. And could you give us a little more history on what that means?
Yes.
To be futuristic.
Of course. So, first of all, this is not just the film. This is actually a choreo poem, a short film, in fact, maybe about 50 minutes or less. Now, for those that aren't clear about what I mean by choreo poem, I am hearkening to the playwright, poet, essayist, novelist, Ntozake Sange. She created the choreo poem. I know you probably heard of For Color Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Is her first choreo poem. And in that choreo poem, she gives us dance. She gives us poetry. She gives us a message centering Black women. Storäe Michele is hoping to do that same thing with Mama Rose. She is making sure that you have dance, poetry, that we are embodying texts. We are embodying our messages, because this is the way that Black feminists learn. This is the way that we teach. We teach and know through our embodiment. So Mama Rose is about healing intergenerationally. And when we say that, we mean that we're looking at a grandmother, a mother, and a child, and their relationship and how they are circulatory, how they repeat, how they find ways of changing the future by understanding the past. We have so many family secrets. We all do, but especially in our Black communities. In this choreo poem, we are revealing these secrets so that we can properly address them and have pathways to healing, have pathways to liberation.
Liberation.
All of our ancestors want for us.
So, Mama Rose, before we get moving on with the show, I got one last question for you, really.
Come on now.
How'd you meet Storäe? Where'd your relationship begin?
I met Storäe in a dream. I have many ways of communicating now.
Oh, wow.
It's through VHS cassette tape, and we'll get into that later. That's the way I communicate to Sid.
That's throwback.
Yeah, that's a throwback right there. You know, that was back in the 80s when I learned how to transport myself, you know, for the first time. But I also, in my spiritual realm, have learned how to communicate via dreams. I sought her out. I wanted to make sure that she was ready to rise to the occasion. She listened to me, and she slowly began to write my story. Ooh. She's been writing for over 2 years, so I know that they're very excited to share it.
Oh, yeah. I just got chills listening to that. So I thank you so much for just having the time to be here with me tonight. And I am just going to, you know, be here, hearing you, listening to you, following you, and loving you. Okay? I am here with you. So I am going to give you the floor, pass you the mic, and let you give this medicine.
Well, I wanted to share with you one of the stories that this Mama Rose choreo poem is centered in. Some of you might know it. It is called The People Who Could Fly. Now, this story is a double-edged sword. It's a story about liberation, but it's also a story about having to go the extra mile to prove and show your agency. Having to go the extra mile, showing faith in the fact that you are worth more than what anybody would throw at you. Listen closely. Go back. Fall back. Deep, deep, deep. Big, deep. Flow. Long ago in Africa, there were people who could fly. They fly like blackbirds, soaring through blue skies. This was a rite of passage. Back then, it was common for folks to take flights. But when these Africans were abruptly stolen and enslaved by white colonizers, they suffered. No longer could they breathe in their mother Africa. On the ship, they forgot her sweet scents. On board, they witnessed horrors, hellish gnashing of teeth. Some didn't survive. Some willed their souls away. Some shed their wings on the shores of Mama Water. Now, in this new world, they had an enslaver, and the enslaver had an overseer, and the overseer had a driver. They all echoed the same biting cruelty. Time went on, and one day, Isabella, an ancestor, remembered something. Yes, she remembered something. That enslavement was committed to making her forget. While she witnessed the whipping of Sarah, an enslaved woman with a baby strapped to her hip, she chanted, Kambumba Yali, Kambumba Tambe, Kamkunka Tambe, Kamkunka Yali, Kambumba Yali, Kambumba Tambe, Kamkunka Yali, Kamkunka Tambe. And just like that, they began to rise, flying, light as air. Others heard them and bravely whispered, Kambumba Yali, Kambumba Tambe, Kamkunka Yali, Kamkunka Tambe, Kumkunka yali, kumkunka tambe, kumbumba yali, kumbumba tambe. And just like that, dark, melanated, holy, shimmering, glowing bodies moved through gravity effortlessly. Why their flapping wings likened to the sound of thunder. Child, can you imagine the look on the enslaver's face? Word spread like wildfire, and in the fields, black bodies flew. Where they go, I can't say. But some enslaved Africans did remain. They never learned how to take flight. Others ran. Some stayed. Our ancestors preserved this story, inscribing it in their flesh, trusting that one day the people who could fly would awaken. Time don't wait for no one, baby. But when we learn to live in and with time, our ancestors will once again return. Only then can the dams of time change. That's the funny thing about these myths, these folklores. We never fully interrogate them. How will we know what's really possible? Unless we ask more questions, lean into our imagination. Imagine the impossible. We can do more than you think, baby. I'm so happy to have shared this story with you. I hope you can remember these nuggets and carry them with you in thinking about your own liberation, your own freedom. You can take flight. Trust me. Now, we're not all done with our celebration, but Tia, I would love for you to come back. Hey.
Let me tell you something. I was watching you, Mama Rose, and I felt like you were my mama, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. You put me in a space to feel welcome and feel like I had something to look forward to. Let me tell you. Now, this space is a place of healing that comes from deep, 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 deep down. We'll get to that later in a few other episodes of Keep Living. So you make sure you keep watching on my part. But yeah, so I just really wanted to let you know, though, that is something that I think meant a lot to everybody who's watching right now. Anybody who watching right now felt you. I got chills listening to you. So it was just, an awesome experience. And I do want to ask you, though, something about futuristic and the VHS that you were talking about. So how is it that you came to even know that this was going to be your method of transportation to now? The future?
Such a great question. You would think that going into the future, I would use something more high tech, maybe smaller. I don't know, maybe appear in the center of the room somehow, transport myself, telekinesis, one of those things. That's what we're seeing with Afrofuturism. No, child. What happens in the future is a return to the indigenous. It's a return to low technology. We realize that we get too beyond ourselves and thinking externally, and that we have to return to internal devices. We have to return to manually cranking things. We have to return to film and its origin. There was nothing wrong with it.
Correct.
Nothing at all. And honestly, all the high-tech data that we have now, surveilling us and everything, going to check out what I'm going to eat in the morning and who I'm texting at night.
Right, yeah.
Too much, honey.
It is.
I have no privacy no matter where I go. And as far as Black women, we want our privacy.
Yeah.
We haven't been afforded much.
We need it.
We deserve our privacy.
That's right.
We deserve it.
Mama Rose, I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, you are such an inspiration. You have the life that many dream about, that they can't even fathom to think about. How can you suggest a way for somebody to come into a space of dreams and just like feeling your energy, even if they're not in the best space? You know what I mean? Is that clear?
Oh, that's clear, baby. That's clear. I told you in the beginning of this that it's a choreo poem, so there is also music.
Yes.
You see, many of our tools for liberation lie inside of us.
Ooh,
and music,
come on now.
And singing and dancing and moving.
Yes.
That's part of it. And that's communication, honey. That's how we communicate to the worlds that we can't see. It's embodied.
Talk to me.
It's how you move.
Yeah.
It's how you're listening while you're moving.
Yes.
You're not just moving all willy-nilly now.
Right.
No. You're listening from deep within. And there's something in you that got you. How the young folks, they be twerking. Well, you got to twerk while you cook. Okay? That's how you got all the seasonings. Tasting all good, and you got the right amount.
Right. Okay.
Because while you're twerking, and you're shaking it out.
Okay, Mama Rose, you better work that.
Okay, because you're feeling it.
You better
because you're feeling it. Because we move too far away from ourselves.
That's true. That's true.
We'll move too far away from ourselves. It's how we get reconnected with ourselves.
So what recommendations would you give for that?
Yeah.
Like for me personally, I'm just gonna say like I want to reconnect with myself. Now we know, but I'm in modern time. But reconnecting with myself means that make sure my hair look good, make sure my body looks good, and it's like, but what about the inside of me? What about what's deep in me? How can you say, make sure you feeling good, how can I get to that?
Well, I've been thinking about this one for a while, and you're right. Part of it is how we look on the outside, because we like to look good, and there's nothing wrong with looking good. That's our birthright too.
Yes,
our birthright is to feel good about ourselves, to love ourselves inside and out. So how do you get to the inside? How does the inside match the outside?
And you got a lot of wisdom, so I'm looking for it.
You surround yourself with community. We talk about self-love like it's something that happened on its own. But it don't happen on its own. It also happens with those good talks with your friends.
Yes, ma'am.
When you upset about something and you just need to get it off your chest, and they might not need to say nothing.
That's right, ma'am.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
You get yourself some good friends. You get yourself good community. You know, when we heal, we're not just healing ourselves, we're healing our community. Indigenous tribes in West Africa believe that when something was wrong with your body on the inside, we're talking about an illness now. It's because there's something going on in the home, in your family home.
That's right.
The community, they take you out and they surround you with love. And they listen to your stories and they let you tell your truths without judgment. And then they say to you, okay, we'll let you have your time with us, but then we're going to take you back home. And they take you back home and they surround you with your family.
Talk to me.
And they say, tell them your truths.
Tell me.
Tell them what's on your heart, child. So part of what we need to do is go back to our family with our community surrounding us as support. That's and right. Tell our truths. And it's hard. It's not easy. Some stuff ain't easy. It ain't easy. It's hard.
Man.
It's work. And it takes compassion to listen to these stories, to listen to each other's truths.
Yes.
Compassion. A willingness to listen. Not jump to conclusions. Not jump to healing even.
That's right.
It's a process. And you can't skip any of the steps now. What good is it if you skip a step? You got to go backwards anyways.
That's right. That's right. Mama, you just hit it on the head.
Process.
You just hit on the head. I don't know what you did to me, but I felt it.
Did you
Not
feel
just through my body, but through my bones. Through my bones.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about, in your body. There you go.
Through my bones. Now, you know, we got a little bit more ways to go. And I just want to say that let's come back down from this more serious note and give them something to look for, right? I'm going to pass you the torch.
I agree.
And I'm going to let you do your thing just a little bit more. That sound all right?
That sound all right to me.
All right, Mama. Thank you so much. I love you.
So much love to you. Thank you for having me here.
You are welcome. Give these people what they need.